It's parents' night in. It's parents' night in. Yeah.
Oh my God.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Justin.
Yeah, it is.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Justin. What's your name? It's Kelly.
So, usually with Parents' Night In episodes, we will turn on the movie and immediately start talking about it. We found that it was very difficult to do that with The Dark Knight because The Dark Knight immediately starts right in with stuff happening that we had to talk about, and we didn't really get to give a proper introduction, so we are doing that now.
Mostly because it's Justin's favorite movie ever on the face of the earth.
Yeah, it is. I love The Dark Knight on a very deep emotional level.
Are you going to cry?
I might. Like, it's so much more than just a comic book movie. It's more than a crime drama. It's almost like Shakespearean level tragedy.
It's a crime dick book movie?
Fine, we'll start with you.
No.
Forget
Keep
what's
going.
happening with me. Let's talk about what's happening with you. Anyway, the central figure of The Dark Knight is not even Batman. It's Harvey Dent. The story is Harvey Dent is a hero. He's a consummate hero, and it's about his fall from grace. And it's tragic and heartbreaking and, like, upsetting. Rewatching it now, there's just this, and part of it is probably because Heath Ledger died after it, and that's, like, horribly tragic. But part of it is, like, from the first frame, there's this sort of purveying sense of almost dread throughout the movie.
Doom.
Yeah.
I will say that, going into it, there was anticipation anyway. Like, everyone was, like, super excited about it. We went and saw it on opening day. Like, the minute that movie started, I was like, okay, I'm really excited for this. It's probably going to let me down. And it never did.
10 years later, it holds up completely.
Yes.
And resonates completely and sticks with you for days after you've watched it. And in some ways, I've learned to appreciate aspects of it even more so because Heath Ledger was so amazing and iconic that you overlook how great every other aspect of the movie is, particularly Harvey Dent and Aaron Eckhart's performance. Part of it is because, like, there's sort of nothing as awful as a truly good person that loses their way and turns into a sociopath, whatever.
Especially when you can see how it happened. I want to go back for a second to something you said, though. When I first saw the movie, I did pay a lot of attention to Aaron Eckhart. And I think because I had only seen him in one other thing before that. I think Thank You for Smoking, was before that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
where, by the way, he bangs Katie Holmes.
No, I know, interesting.
He hooked up with both Rachel Dawes.
Dawes.
Yeah.
And, like, he's got a really great presence.
Yes.
I feel like he disappears into his roles pretty well.
And he played, like, every facet of the character perfectly. He's
right.
This amazingly noble character at the begining who's super charismatic. He's, like, a badass good guy.
Yeah.
Who, like, doesn't take shit from anybody.
Who rips guns out of guys' hands in the courtroom.
Beats people up in court.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the movie, he's just this horrifying, awful murderer who wants to shoot Jim Gordon's child in front of him.
Yeah.
So I've talked about why I love the movie so much. Why do you love it so much?
Comic book movies at that point in time for me had been limited to some X-Men movies and, like, the Superman I grew up with Christopher Reeve. I don't know. I think this, to me, was the first one as an adult that, like, I don't want to say...
Transcended?
Yeah. Like, it's not, like, took my breath away in that way, but, like, that was an impactful movie. Like, from start to finish, it had me completely gripped. And I walked away from it kind of like you were saying. I didn't walk away from it going, wow, that was a good comic book movie. It was, that's a fantastic movie that happens to be about a comic book hero. I couldn't get enough of it then. I still feel the same way now. I could watch it much more frequently than I already do.
I try to limit it because I want it to be special every time. It's like listening to the White Album.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to just be something you throw in.
Right.
It should be ceremonious.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like there are several times a year where I just have this, like, undeniable urge that I need to watch it.
Right.
And most of the time I don't act on it, but...
you make it sound like this horrible thing that you're
like
not really supposed to do.
Yeah,
Sometimes I lock myself in the basement and I turn off all the lights and I make sure that my wife and my son are not in the house and won't be back for at least 3 more hours.
And then I shove cocaine into my eyeballs.
I shove cocaine into my eyeballs, and then I get the nurse from A Clockwork Orange to put drops in my eyes because I don't want to blink and miss it.
So that it congeals.
Yeah. Because I don't want to miss a thing.
I want to see through the coke.
there's not a specific like, oh, I like this arc or I like this reason. It's just from start to finish, it is an impactful, awesome movie. And
it's got so much detail.
Yeah. And the performances were so great.
The performances have so much detail.
And the Joker is just
Heath Ledger
superb.
I don't know what I can say that hasn't been said. It's one of the all-time legendary film performances that will never be duplicated. Here's the opening helicopter shot, flying toward this building where a window's about to pop out, and we always try to guess which window it is, and we're always wrong. I have mine picked out. No, that's wrong.
I have mine.
I was wrong.
Oh, I was one diagonal away.
I'm always wrong about that. I'm going to have to count them next time. This is the scene that introduces us to the Joker. The instructions of all these people were to kill their partners as soon as their jobs were done.
Right.
So as to whittle down the number of people that have to share the bounty at the end.
Right. There's this great scene where one of the workers in the bank has a shotgun. And he starts shooting some of the guys. And it just happens to be, and I always think of him as the Armageddon guy.
Yep. Well, he's that guy, William Fichtner.
Yeah, he's a total that guy.
It's one of those casting choices that it's like, this is a totally minor role, but we still need a decent actor for it.
They didn't do such a good job in The Dark Knight Rises.
No, they didn't.
We'll talk about that another time.
I don't know where they got that guy from. Jesus.
Are you opening the safe?
So he just explained, the Joker told me to kill you as soon as you open the safe. I'll bet he told you something similar. And the other guy says, no, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to kill the bus driver. And he's like, what bus driver?
What bus driver?
And then a bus breaks in and runs him over.
So they load the money into the back of the school bus.
And then the last guy kills the bus driver like he was supposed to.
And then there was one.
Oh my God, it was the Joker the whole time. He engineered the whole thing and got everybody to kill each other, and then it was just him with all the money in the bus. This is about a year and a half or so after Batman Begins. I guess we should talk a little bit about Batman Begins and how awesome that was.
When you say we, do you mean you? Because I haven't been able to say a whole lot yet.
Shut up then.
Wait, what?
What? So Batman Begins kind of rebooted the comic book genre, and Christopher Nolan just took this story about a guy dressed up like a bat and made it realistic and relatable and
Dark.
gritty.
And awesome.
And of course, Christian Bale was the perfect casting choice. So this is a drug deal of sorts. The Chechnyan is like, dude, your drugs are making my people crazy. And then it turns out it's the Scarecrow that's selling his psychotropic hallucinogen.
And now he's basically, instead of a chainsaw, going to jump down onto the van.
Yes.
He chainsawed it in American Psycho. He jumped it in this movie.
Yeah, that's true. It's a callback.
Yeah, you didn't pick up that parallel, did you?
If I did, I forgot.
It's actually a very straight line. What's the difference between you and me?
Hello, wearing hockey pads.
This was the movie that a lot of people had a problem with his voice.
Yeah, he went a little over the top with it.
I was fine with it. He's supposed to be disguising it. And apparently in an interview, Christopher Nolan said that it was part of the suit that made his voice change.
Why?
It just had some sort of apparatus built in.
In the suit.
Yeah, to alter his voice. One thing I will say about Batman versus Superman is they did really take that idea all the way, and they made Batfleck's voice like electronic sounding. So it was very clearly supposed to be a voice disguising measure, and it worked. The rest of the movie didn't, but that worked.
So here we should start talking about the transition from Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal for Rachel. It's a jarring transition because they are nothing alike, and they play the character nothing alike.
Yeah.
However, I prefer the Maggie Gyllenhaal Rachel
Yes.
over Katie Holmes. I think that she's got like a chutzpah that, you know,
Katie Holmes didn't.
Katie Holmes was cute and everything, but I can see why someone would want to be with this Rachel.
Yeah. Katie Holmes...
She's strong and like ballsy and interesting and
Katie Holmes was sort of ballsy,
aggressive.
but just didn't know how to pull it off.
she was ballsy in a like, I'm gonna prove you wrong kind of way. That's pretty much
like
my...
a millennial?
Yeah, that's kind of my impression of Katie Holmes as Rachel.
She just seemed way out of her depth. She was in this movie with all these master thespians, and it's just Katie Holmes from
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
She just seemed out of place.
Like even when...
Maggie Gyllenhaal in interviews said that she was going to play it differently too. She was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to be much more strong-willed.
I was going to say, even when she's scared, she plays her... Like, you can tell when she's scared, but she does it in a way that makes her seem like she can hold her own.
This scene was kind of an Easter egg. So it's our first scene with Harvey Dent, and he's in a courtroom interrogating a witness. And in the comics, the way he becomes Two-Face is he's in a courtroom examining a witness, and the witness, some mob guy, throws acid in his face and burns half of his face. So in this scene, instead, he pulls a gun on him, and Harvey knocks him out.
If you're not being shot at, you're not doing your job right. That
Yeah,
delivery always gets
she's
me.
not very concerned that he almost just got shot.
No, she's like turned on.
What is she, the chick from Secretary?
She is a chick from Secretary.
I know. They should have gotten James Spader to play Harvey Dent.
Yikes.
And he would have said, Rachel, you look like shit.
Yeah. I think that's the difference between her and Katie Holmes. Like, Katie Holmes' Rachel would have been like, oh my God, Harvey Dent, you almost got shot in the face.
And then she would have said, enjoy your party, Bruce. Some of us have right now.
All right, we'll stop making fun of Katie Holmes. So
I'm sorry, Katie.
Dent and Gordon
Jim Gordon.
are meeting right now, and they are clearly not getting off on a good foot yet.
No, and that's one of the great things about this movie. Harvey Dent represents Gotham, and it's Batman versus the Joker fighting for the soul of Gotham, which in this case takes the personage, is that a word? Of Harvey Dent.
It's a word. I don't know if that's the right way to use it, is it?
I don't know. But Batman is trying to, keep Harvey Dent in tune with his innate goodness. He's the savior that Gotham needs. He's doing what Batman wants to do, except he's doing it completely legally, above board.
Right.
And the Joker is trying to turn Harvey Dent bad to prove that everyone's evil side can be brought out, and humanity will inevitably rip itself apart because humans suck. So it's like a Faust kind of struggle. They're talking about doing this merger with Lau Industries, except that there's suspicious activity in the books. So Bruce is like, nah, skip it. And then he says, yeah, I need a new suit. It's too big, and I can't turn my head. And this is the first Batman movie where they actually address the fact that Batman can't turn his fucking head because of the cowl.
That's always the case?
The cowl is always like molded into the shoulders. And even like Batman Begins was the first one where it was a separate piece at least.
Yeah.
But he still couldn't really turn his head. But in this one, they finally figured it out. Like, it's just got to be separate from the neck piece, so he can just turn his head, and it looks so much cooler. Hi, Natasha.
No
She has,
ballerina
how
has,
you say, gigantic boobies.
Yeah, no ballerina has boobies that big. They just don't.
That's true.
Like that, they don't have the body type to be able to
Yeah.
pull that off.
They also don't have meals.
Yeah. But like, even if she wanted to get implants or whatever, a ballerina would never
Yeah,
have a
she's
figure
way
like
too
that.
curvy for a ballerina.
Yeah. If she's beautiful, don't get me
But
wrong.
I ain't complaining.
Yeah.
You know what she sort of looks like? She looks like the Mrs. Wife. Maurice.
Okay. I believe
From the hit show Ms. and Mrs. on USA, WWE, hashtag WWE.
Why are you doing advertising
I don't know.
for WWE?
I don't know. Sorry, it's a force of habit.
It is?
No. And this is a nice bit of character building. Like, Harvey Dent completely supports what Batman is doing. You know what? Somebody needs to do something, and he's actually doing it.
Right.
And they're both saying, like Bruce, to cover himself, is saying, no, Batman is acting like he's above the law. That's wrong. And then Harvey famously says, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Foreshadowing! Then Bruce is like, you know what? I'm going to raise all the money for your re-election. I like you, Dent. I like the cut of your jib.
He didn't say jib. This is one of my favorite scenes
This
in
is
the
one of
whole movie.
This is one of the greatest scenes ever.
Yeah, it's a great scene.
It's our proper introduction to the Joker.
So the mob is meeting in like the downstairs kitchen of some random restaurant, and they're having a teleconference with Mr. Lau, which in 2008 looks so old school right now.
Where's the camera?
Well, maybe they're not on camera.
No, they are, because he's talking to them.
No, I know, but
Like, they're talking to him.
he can see them.
I think so. Seemed like it. Maybe not. But where's the phone then? Like, how are they talking to him? It's not all through that television.
Yeah, no. This is called Screw Up.
This movie's trash.
All they needed was some like Cisco Telecom product placement.
All they needed was some BT conferencing.
Yeah. I could have hooked them up. I was working there at the time.
But Lau has...
He's already taken
He's
care
already
of it.
figured out that the cops are coming for all the mob money, so he took all of it. He's the guy who manages all their money. And here he comes. I memorized this scene like 2 months after it came out.
Justin was the Joker for Halloween.
Oh, it was the greatest costume I ever did.
So the Joker's there to make a deal.
This was, of course, Heath Ledger in his Oscar-winning role.
Posthumous Oscar.
I think, I don't know if it's only the second one, but it was the first one in like 30 years to win a posthumous Oscar. Previous guy was the guy from Network. And he's so fucking reptilian, it's great.
Yeah, so this is like sort of this first time we're really seeing him, other than the quick mask reveal. And he's killing it. He's got this room full of mobsters in front of him. He's not scared. He goes in there with a crazy offer.
Yeah.
He delivers it like a crazy man.
Yes, he's like, give me half your money and I'll kill Batman for you. And they're all like, get real, fucking freak.
Yeah, he can see them.
Yeah. Yeah, because he turns off the camera.
So they're all kind of giggling because
He's a
he's
weirdo in
saying
a
to
fucking
them,
purple suit.
I know why you have your meetings underground in the middle of the day. And
Yep. Because you're all scared shitless of this weirdo who dresses in a bat suit. But I'm not scared. I'm not.
his teeth are so gross.
Yep. Yeah, he yellowed his teeth. His fingernails are disgusting too.
Yeah. Aw.
His fingers always have like white paint all over him from putting his makeup on.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger put all his makeup on himself because he was like, you know, the character would have put his makeup on himself, so I'm going to do it
Right.
myself. It's
Right.
going to be all DIY. So now Gary Oldman is revealing that he's not actually American.
We're having a roof
I
rendezvous.
knew we were coming!
Dent and Gordon are screaming at each other, and Batman hasn't moved a muscle.
Yeah. Batman's like, are you assholes finished?
He's like,
You both need to stop moving. I can't turn my neck. Stay still. Stop moving.
Where did Gordon go? He was just here. Batman, he's right behind you. Oh.
Where is he?
Don't do that. Don't do that. You startled me. Excuse me.
what are you drinking that made you make that disgusting noise?
I'm drinking 90 plus sellers Chardonnay.
Out of my mom juice glass.
Yeah.
He's drinking out of a wine glass that says mom juice on it.
Hey, 90 plus sellers, your wine makes me burp. And I like it.
Ba-ba-ba.
Can that be their new slogan?
I don't think they're going to go for it.
90 plus sellers, their wine makes me burp. And I love it.
Wow.
I'm Justin Ballard and I approve this belch.
Yikes.
No?
I am drinking a lovely vodka with seltzer, but I am using Polar blueberry lemonade seltzer with a little squinge of lemon.
Bruce Wayne took the entire ballet company out on his boat. Like, what the fuck, man, you entitled douchebag. People were paid good money to see the ballet and you ruined it.
He's so thoughtless. And yet, you know, Rachel's just like, she kind of laughs and smirks and turns her head and...
That's so Bruce. Now, why does Alfred not want to apply suntan lotion to this hot chick that's on the boat?
Maybe he likes men.
Maybe.
Or maybe he's done buttling. Is that what you call it? Buttling? When you buttle all day?
I think buttling is a sect act.
Sect- This is another great Joker scene.
Yes, this is the first of two versions he tells people of how he got scarred up.
Yeah, so Gamble put a price on his head, and so these guys bring him in, but surprise! They're actually his guys.
Yeah, they're working for him now.
I'll tell you something. When Heath Ledger was cast, I heard about it for months. Justin was angry.
Everybody was angry. Nobody thought Heath Ledger could do it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I knew him from The Patriot. By the way, we're sitting under our Dark Knight poster. I bought this poster at Blockbuster.
Oh my God, Blockbuster.
And they were selling posters really cheap, so I was like, I will take this. And I was wearing a Joker t-shirt, and the guy at the counter was like, I take it you're a fan of The Dark Knight, loser.
And you were like, you work at Blockbuster's going out of business sale.
you work at Blockbuster, don't call me a nerd.
Heath Ledger's the best.
So yeah, when Heath Ledger was cast, everyone was like, this is wrong. This can't possibly, this has got to be an April Fool's joke, except it wasn't April Fool's. For one thing, I don't know if like Nolan's people put this out there, but there was a guy, I don't even remember his name now, some Irish actor who was in the Matrix sequels, who was supposedly, Lockie Hume, I think his name was. He was supposed to be like the front runner for the Joker, and he kind of looked like the Joker. Like he was tall and skinny and had this like sort of long, thin face. So I think they made it sound like it was going to be between him and Paul Bettany.
Well, yeah, I remember you talking a lot about Paul Bettany. That was
Yeah.
kind of like one of your hopes, right?
Yeah, and I was like, Paul Bettany would be great. I'm totally on board with this. And then they cast Heath Ledger, and they released this photo of him that looked photoshopped. Like it was him in the makeup, but just the way it was photographed, it didn't look real. And I was like, this has got to be fake, right? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Mel Gibson's kid from The Patriot, really? And then they started releasing more photos of him in the makeup, and I was like, okay, he looks pretty badass. I'm not sure about the scarred face yet, but I mean, I guess in a realistic world that they're trying to put this in, that would make sense. Like, he's got this permanent smile. Plus, it's a fucking sick idea, just that your
Yeah.
face would be, it's called a Glasgow smile. And then the trailers came out and I was like, holy shit. I was completely wrong. Christopher Nolan was right. And I don't say I'm wrong very often, Kelly.
No, you don't. You know what you do say, though?
What?
Everything. He's giving me a really dirty
You
look
really
right
want to
now,
have that
folks.
conversation? Mrs. Never Shut Up?
They're in China. We haven't even talked about the fact that they're in China. That's how long you've been talking. They wanted to call off the deal with Lau, and they went to China to actually do it.
So that was a pretext.
It was a pretext for him actually wanting to kidnap Lau and bring him back, since the Chinese will not extradite their own.
The whole thing about him absconding with the opera was just to get him on a plane so that he could be flown to Hong Kong, and then the plane could pick him up again under
Fake
the radar.
news.
Under the radar.
Didn't abscond with the ballet. Fake news.
Didn't abscond with him. They're on a boat. I put them on my boat. I love my boat. I love Russians.
Wow.
What?
They have a no phones policy, and Michael Caine plants a phone in
You mean Lucius Fox?
Lucius, not Michael Caine. Jesus. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan!
Oh my God, it's Morgan!
And now they have Lau, and they are interrogating him to find out what he knows and what he can give them on the entire mob. That's quite a leap of logic there, your counselor.
I'm sorry, what?
She says, you mean when they find out you cooperating?
You haven't even had that much to
I have
drink.
not. When they find out you're cooperating with us, they're going to kill you. And the lawyer's like, are you threatening my client? No. I'm going to have more 90 plus sellers. Chardonnay.
I may have had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
Why are you talking to the device? Your microphone's on your lapel.
I don't know.
Did you drink a lot while I was upstairs?
So Lau is like, all right, I'll tell him. I'm not going to tell you where the money is, but I'll tell you everything I know about the mob. And they figured out they can charge him with RICO, criminal conspiracy. And that way they put them all in jail at once.
Yep.
The ballsy move by Mr. Dent.
Yes. So it goes into a restaurant and they arrest like all of them.
Everybody.
The Chechnyan guy's very upset that he doesn't get to finish his schnitzel.
I was eating my schnitzel. Lieutenant Gordon is how you say a prick.
They're going to go home and have a really big glass of wine tonight and celebrate naked.
Harvey and Jim Gordon? They're both involved with other people, Kelly.
My company celebrates all wrong. Ben.
You all go home with a bottle of wine together and get naked? What? Is this
Back to the movie.
really information you wanted to reveal now?
Back to
To
the
me?
movie. Back to the movie.
What the hell? I think I just got divorced in the midst of my favorite movie.
This guy always looks like he has makeup on.
He probably does.
What's his name?
Guy Liner.
I actually was like, his name's Guy?
Boom!
Every time. I know it's coming, but
Yep.
it still gets me every time.
A guy.
It doesn't help that you screamed at me.
One of the amateur Batman guys got hung from the top of the building and smashed into the mayor's window. Right here is another amazing Joker scene that further demonstrates what a fucking horrifying maniac he is. My friend Scott and I recreated this amateur home video.
Yeah.
That sounded dirty.
Yeah, it did. In our creepy basement.
In our creepy basement 10 years ago for Halloween. You do, Brian. You really do.
So on the Batman body that got thrown into the building, there were 3 sets of DNA. It was Harvey
Yes.
Dent, Judge Cirillo, and
Commissioner
Commissioner Loeb. Lisa Loeb?
Yep, Lisa Loeb.
You say I only hear what I want to. Same person?
You say the Joker's gonna poison me. Commissioner Loeb's a
And I thought what I
drunk.
felt was simple, and I thought that I don't belong. Sorry, I was going back in time a little bit
Holy jeez,
there. I love that song.
so bad.
Oh, God. That song defined my entire sophomore year of high school, maybe?
That song defined my entire second week of April 1995.
It's kind of true.
For
Except-
1 week, Lisa Loeb was my all, my everything. And then Hootie and the Blowfish came out, and I forgot all about her. Sorry, Lisa. And then the Joker showed up at the Dent fundraiser. and makes the greatest entrance ever. I want to go, every time I go anywhere, I want to take a shotgun and fire it into the ceiling and be like, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen." No? Is that too much?
Might be a little much.
Oh. And here's yet another scene that illustrates how sick the Joker is.
He's like, someday I have a feeling I'm going to have a crush on your brother. He gets to work with both Gyllenhaals.
Yeah. He only got to fuck one of them, though. The guy.
Yikes.
Yoink.
Yikes.
He was nominated for an Oscar for both films, too.
Well, he was fantastic in both films.
He was.
And I love this because has every reason to basically be pissing her pants.
Yeah, but
She holds her own
she's
really
trying
well.
to, like, hold it all together, and he's got a knife, like, at her face.
Yeah. And she looks him right in the eye, like, half the time.
This was the scene where Michael Caine saw him for the first time in character, and he was like, he's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Batman's here!
Batman
Yes!
and Joker come to blows for the first time.
Are you excited to show this to our son someday when he's old
I
enough?
cannot fucking wait to show this to our son someday.
Yeah. How old do you think? 10?
Probably 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got like
It's heavy.
3.5 more years, maybe.
He's got a blade in his boot.
He's got shoe knives. I almost said shoe boots. Watch out! He's got a shoe boot!
Oh, he's dangling her out the
He's
window.
gonna throw Mags out the window.
He throws her out the window because he knows Batman's going to dive after her so he can escape. And Batman barely gets his cape firm enough to break their fall.
And then Maggie Gyllenhaal says, "Let's not do that again." She's like all out of breath.
And Batman's like, "That's the sexiest you've ever sounded. Go lower now."
All right.
Let's not do that again.
Wow.
Now try to speak whale.
Let's not do that again. Oh, so hot.
Here's where Alfred sheds some light on the pathology of the Joker. He's not interested in anything logical or money, or he just wants to create chaos.
Chaos and bloodshed
Already
are
haunt
not
us.
a solution.
But talk about Boston, all the costs that we've lost, and then talk about Congress. Those are the words, right?
No.
I know all the words.
So he's claimed his next target, the mayor.
He's got to have a lot of guys on the inside to be able to do that.
He had a guy on the inside. That's right. Hercules Mulligan!
Take a spying on the British government and take the measurements information and then I smuggle it.
Wow.
You should not ever trigger me to recite Hamilton lyrics because I'll do it all night,
It's true.
even if I'm wrong.
That's true. Those of you who are not Hamilton nerds, that was another one.
Those
Sorry.
of you who are not Hamilton nerds, we apologize.
So, the little nerd found the
prototype.
The prototype
The
for the
plans.
Batmobile.
Yeah. Blueprints. That's the word I was looking for.
I want $10 million a year.
Every year
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. And Lucius is like, so hold on. You're going to blackmail Batman. Go ahead.
Right, and he's like, goodbye.
I'd like to stay and see that. I will be popping some popcorn. Might pop open some shad.
I don't like popcorn with wine.
I don't either. But, you know, Morgan!
Morgan!
He's a fancy pants.
Yeah.
So I am switching now. Infographic, Chenin Blanc.
Infographic.
California. Yeah, it's called infographic.
Huh.
Oh, and it tells you what aromas and flavors are on here. Flavors. Yeah, ginger, apple, passion fruit. Oh my God, I can say it. I can actually say it this time. Apricot and peach. Hold on. Now they're having a funeral for Commissioner Loeb because he died.
The
Ready?
news guy is Anthony Michael Edwards.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Nerd!
Who the fuck is Anthony Michael Edwards?
I think I was thinking of Anthony Edwards.
From ER. What an asshole.
Anthony Michael Hall.
It's, I sense a soupçon of passion fruit. That's my Paul Giamatti. What'd you think of that?
Uh-huh.
That's what you do with every one of them. Mm-hmm. Every one of them. Mm-hmm. And they shot Gordon. Oh no! They shot Gordon!
So they shot this, one of the Joker's guys in the leg.
And he's got a pin on that says Officer Rachel Dawes. And Harvey is not having that.
This guy is like a really good psycho.
Yeah, he is. So Batman's pissed now. He's going after Sal Maroni.
What makes you think I want to hear you talk?
I am done fucking around here, Sal. You're gonna tell me shit. Tell me where he is, or I'm gonna fuck your face. Up. Sorry, I meant fuck your face up. I forgot the word up at the end. And here's where we see the latent dark side of Harvey Dent. He's fallible and human and capable of doing terrible things, just like every human is. Now Dent's threatening this low-level thug. I'm gonna fucking shoot you if the coin tells me to. He's like, I don't know anything. Heads. Oh. Let's go again. I'm gonna keep flipping until I get tails. And Batman's like, you can't do this shit, man. The whole city is counting on you. We cannot afford to have you be seen doing this kind of shit. Batman's like, I'm gonna turn myself in tomorrow.
And Bruce is like, yay, my wife is home.
He's kissing Harvey's woman. Playboy to the end. Alfred does not agree with this move. Alfred is saying, you know what? Suck it up. Everyone hates you, but so what?
It's like what your mom tells you in junior high.
What?
I don't know.
If they make fun of you for dressing like that, then they're not your friends.
Yes, basically.
You wear your bat suit to school, young man. You know it's the right thing to do. It doesn't matter what they say.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mom sounds like
If
that
your
now.
friends would jump off a bridge, would you yell?
I don't think that really applies here.
Oh.
It's not peer pressure. The speaking extras in this scene are really bad.
Yeah.
They should have gotten William Feigner to do all these characters. Wait, wasn't he in the bank scene? No, different character. He's wearing a dress here, see? Because she's like, you'd rather protect an outlaw vigilante than the lives of citizens? She channeling Anthony Hopkins?
Do you want to let Batman live?
You'd rather protect an outlaw vigilante than the lives of Clarice? And this guy sitting down is so bad. You turn yourself in!
Nah, that looks like an everyday schmo.
It does, but it's bad. He's not a good actor. And then Harvey Dent's like, you know what? This ain't happening. I'm going to turn myself in. I'm the Batman, motherfucker. Rachel's pissed about this, too. She's pissed about everything. Jesus. He's going to turn himself in. She's like, no, that's a bad idea. And then he doesn't turn himself in. She's like, what an asshole.
Well, because he let Harvey take the fall.
I know, but what was he supposed to do? Just be like, no, wait, I'm the Batman. No, I'm the Batman. No, I'm the Batman. Mm. No, Harvey, I'm the Batman. And the tits. Will you give him this note where I tell him that he sucks? And Harvey's way better in bed? Probably.
She says, will you give it to him when the time is right? And he says, how will I know? And she says, it's not sealed.
You can go ahead and read it. You can read my diary, too. My diary's not sealed.
There's a lot of things in there about boys I like. And
Boys I like. I used to have a crush on an older man.
my favorite foods.
It was you.
Ew!
So this whole scene is shot in IMAX cameras. And it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous scene.
Here
here's
comes
Batman.
the tumbler.
And the Tumbler basically plays defensive football. That was a critical block.
And the Joker's like,
Maybe Batman isn't Harvey Dent because that was Batman. Oh, he ran interference.
Batman jumps just in time to take the bazooka hit.
He took the bazooka to protect the van. And now his car is fucked.
Trashed.
And here's where we see that the Tumbler converts into a bat pod. For the noise, they wanted to make it sound like it's always accelerating. The pitch keeps going up and up and up.
Yeah.
And it never comes down.
It sort of echoes the Joker's theme. We haven't talked about the music much. The music is amazing. Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard.
Yeah, it's a good...
Hans Zimmer is a very groundbreaking composer. He always does something different in every movie.
Yeah.
For this one, for the Joker, he had strings played with, I want to say like quarters or something, like pieces of metal.
Yeah,
So
that's
it would have
cool.
this really edgy, gritty sound.
Yeah.
And for the Joker's theme, it's just stringed instruments like moving their pitch up, like ascending. So it has this like really dissonant, suspense building kind of sound to it.
Right.
Oh my God, he flipped the truck over.
Batman ran cables underneath the truck so he could flip it over. That's a cool move.
Yes.
He does like a flippy-do.
He says, Batpod, do the flippy-do now.
Yeah. The whole time the SWAT car
Joker is fucked up now.
Yeah, and the whole time the SWAT car is dealing with all this, the driver never says anything.
Joker, you
And-
might have a concussion.
And the other guy is like, he's like the running commentary.
He's a worrywart. Here's where Batman's like, dude, I could kill this guy right now. I could easily kill him. He's going to let me kill him. But I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not my thing. And the Joker wants him to kill him because it will break his code.
Right.
which
Joker
is
doesn't
worth
care
the
if he
price.
dies.
Yeah.
He doesn't care if he dies as long as he can bring
Totes
someone down
worth
with
it.
him. Oh my God, it's Jim Gordon.
Surprise!
He wasn't dead.
He wasn't dead. He was never dead.
Oh my God, it was Jim Gordon and he was wearing a mask.
So the Joker has been arrested.
He has been arrested. The Joker got outsmarted, it would seem. Then they figured something out. Wait a minute. Where's Harvey? No one's heard from Harvey. The Joker in the interrogation room. He's just totally fucking with him. Everyone's like, fine. You want to play hardball? We can play hardball. Want to play some games? You like play little baby games? All right, let's play some baby games. Oh,
Batman's here! Batman's here!
bashed his head into the fucking desk. But what's alarming is the Joker doesn't even flinch really about any of it. He's like, just don't start with the head. That's not a good idea. Batman's usual tricks are not working. And right here is, it's like the De Niro Pacino scene in Heat where they sit down for a couple of coffees. It's a good movie. They sit down for a couple of coffees, the cop and the thief, and they just have a little conversation. This scene captures the whole Joker-Batman relationship, which is my favorite relationship in all comics. They hate each other, and yet they sort of need each other.
The "You Complete Me" line is just fantastic
Yes.
for its pop culture reference.
Yes. Batman's like, dude, I don't have fucking time for this. Tell me where they are.
He's like enjoying it, and he's blocked the door now.
I love this line right here. You have nothing to threaten me with, nothing to do with all your strength. So he tells him where they both are, and Batman's like, I'm going to go after Rachel. You find Harvey. But,
What?
to be continued.
Yeah. You don't want to spoil it yet.
Everybody has a big butt.
So, okay. So now Harvey's kind of waking up. He hears Rachel screaming. He's got this weird phone rigged up.
They're
in front of
connected
him.
by telephone. BT conferencing, I believe, set up those phones for them.
Yes.
I want my phone call. He just goes, that's nice. Joker is very good at baiting people. Mm-hmm. You might say he's a master of it.
Okay.
A master baiter.
I thought maybe you were going there. Jesus.
This guy reminds me of Mike Burke.
Oh, totally Mike Burke.
Mike Burke, why are you in this movie? Why did you let them sew a cell phone into your stomach?
It's not a contusion. It's a mobile phone.
It's not a contusion, it's a Nokia.
God, like, do you even know cell phones are what? I have to tell Morgan. She's never going to believe this.
It has a
Morgan!
It has a data plan.
He doesn't even know cell phones, Morgan!
They're both assuring each other they're going to pick you up. They're going to pick you up first. But neither of them wants that to happen. They both want the other to be picked up first.
Well, and she kind of knows. Because she's, like, talking through where you are. What's going on with you. So she's kind of saying, like, yeah, they're going to come for me. What about you?
He's got gasoline on half his face. Wonder how that's going to pay off. Oh my God, the phone's ringing. He had a bomb in him. The phone was the trigger for the bomb.
It's safe to say those people are no longer alive.
It's safe to say the pizza that guy ate earlier is no longer in his stomach.
Yikes.
It's all over the walls.
Yikes.
It's like, son of a bitch. You're not Rachel. You're not Rachel either.
And she's kind of like a little bit surprised, like, wait.
Oh shit. I'm fucked.
I couldn't believe that they actually killed her.
Yeah.
When we saw this in the theater, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then the lady next to me was like, ma'am.
It's just, ma'am. Didn't say anything else.
Alfred is buttling and reading the letter.
That sounds filthy. This letter must contain some lurid details if he can buttling to it. Mm-hmm. Or buttle to it. What?
And so Alfred realizes that she's telling Bruce that she's going to marry Harvey. Bruce is like, she was going to save herself for me.
I'm not sure why he thought this was a good idea.
No.
He was going to give him the letter with his breakfast.
The orange juice is freshly squeezed. The granola is low fat. The yogurt is an Icelandic skyr.
A skier?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm saying it right. S-K-Y-R.
I thought you were saying like a person who skis. The yogurt is a person who skis from Iceland.
No. I sprinkled some extra cinnamon on it.
Oh, and here's the letter. Rachel hated you.
Oh, and here's a letter. You're worthless. So Harvey gets the coin. He sees the front side, and then he flips it over, and he realizes that there's no way she could have survived if the coin came out looking like that.
And that was wonderfully executed. He just
Yeah.
loses his fucking mind, but there's no sound.
But you don't hear it. Yeah.
it's
I like how they did that.
Yes.
I thought that was very
understated.
neat.
And his bandage comes off as he's doing it, which leads to this scene where we see what the fuck happened to him.
Pretty well done CG. Mm-hmm. So Gordon has come to visit him, and Dent is too angry to deal. Gordon's response was great, though. His reaction is very...
It's like, oh, fuck.
He's like, I can't react. Don't react. Oh, my God. Don't react.
You look good, Harvey.
Considering the situation, I think you look dapper. Yikes.
Oh, my God.
You can see his mandible. How does his eye not get dry?
Yeah, it would dry out.
You know what he needs? He needs the lady like in Clockwork Orange.
Yes.
Putting the drops in his eyes.
Drops in his eyes.
He just needs to hire a lady to do the drops.
So when they were designing the Two-Face digital makeup, as it were, initially they were considering doing like a prosthetic that would look realistic, like a burn victim. And they're like, that might be a little too morbid if we make it look like an actual burn victim. Maybe we should make it look a little more comic booky. And they chose A Long Halloween
Jack Zabby!
as an inspiration, where like his face is literally just a mass of burned shit.
Well, like the flesh is literally melted away in several spots.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an eyelid. He just lit half the money on fire, and the Chechenian wants to poop his pants.
Yeah, that's only half the money. That giant pyramid.
Yeah.
Also, it never occurred to me until much later that Lau is still on that pile of money as it's burning. So Lau's dead. So he killed Lau.
What a butt face.
So now,
He really is a poopies.
Coleman Reese is going on this talk show saying, I know who the Batman is, and if Batman's not going to reveal himself, then I'm going to fucking tell everybody. And then
the Joker says,
Joker
nope,
says,
nope.
No, I don't want people to know who Batman is anymore. I changed my mind. So whoever kills Coleman Reese gets to save a whole bunch of people because I'm going to blow up a hospital if they don't. It's a powder keg. We are a powder keg about to explode.
Oh.
I need someone like you to lighten the load. Like that guy.
I don't know why they thought they were going to bring Coleman Reese out of the building. Wouldn't it have been safer to shelter him in place?
Well, they figured
Why
the building...
did they think they were going to go out the front door of the building?
Because they figured somebody could have bombed the building.
I guess,
They
but
had
I
the
mean,
explosives.
geez. Something tells me they could have gotten enough cups around the building to stop someone from bombing
Enough
it from
cups?
the outside. Yes, solo cups, styrofoam,
Oh my God, they built a wall of cups.
some of those little Dixie cups.
What
you
are we going to
use.
do?
Some of those little Dixie cups that grandmas always have in their bathroom.
Yeah. We can't get through there. There's a whole mound of Dixie cups. There might be Listerine in those cups. Maybe some medicine. Oh my God, he's dressed up as a nurse.
There's the Joker as a ginger nurse. I feel like that's what I would look like if I was a nurse. What I actually don't like about this is that he kind of like dodges the responsibility. It was clearly him.
Yeah, I know that.
And he's
but-
not one to dodge responsibility. He's usually one to be like, yeah, I did it. So what?
Oh, that would get in the way of his message.
Sack up, jokies.
His whole message
Hey,
is...
jokes. Hey, jokes. Sack up.
His whole message is...
Hey, jokes.
Forget about all this shit.
Hey, bozo.
Can I talk now?
Yes. So the cop in the car with Coleman Reese.
Fucking slap you.
The cop in the car with Coleman Reese happens to have a wife
The
in the
cop
hospital.
in the car with Coleman Reese.
Yes. Has a wife in the hospital.
He's still going after him.
Bruce is in his Lambo. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Anyway, the Joker does eventually say, the thing about you and your girlfriend was nothing personal. It was just me creating chaos. That's what I do.
His breath must have been awful.
Oh, probably terrible. Plus, he gives him a chance to kill him.
Anarchy, anarchy.
He gives him a gun and says, you know what? You want to shoot me? Go right ahead. It will just prove that I'm right. That there is no such thing as good. Your heroes are not heroes. So he kind of was taking responsibility.
So Bruce sees that some guy's going to try to T-bone it, and he takes the T-bone himself.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
bitch.
And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll shut up now. God. I have to call Morgan. She's never going to believe this. Morgan!
Morgan?
Guess what happened today, Morgan?
Guess who's Batman? I mean, I can't tell you. I can't tell you who's Batman. Oh, it dripped down his chin.
That can't feel good.
he has no lip.
Alcohol and an open wound.
No, that had to hurt like a son of a bitch. No wonder he's in such a shitty mood. Wirtz was the guy who drove him to the warehouse where he was held.
That was also wasn't that also the guy that rode up the elevator with?
Yep. He was a corrupt cop who was also in The Fugitive. I don't know if he was a cop in real life, but he was in The Fugitive, which was also shot in Chicago. And he played a cop in that, too. So
Do you
I
know
think he
who
might
plays
have
a cop
actually been
in
a real
everything?
cop.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Reginald Vell Johnson does, yes. We've established this.
Yes.
They should have gotten him for this.
Do you think he was a real cop in real life before he became an actor?
He might have been.
Ken Jeong was a doctor.
It's true. Are you looking him up?
I'm gonna look him up.
Look up Wirtz.
Reginald.
No, not him.
Oh.
Wirtz. What an asshole.
Cop
So
in real life?
he's showing Morgan his sonar device, and Morgan's like, I don't like this. This is spying. This is Patriot Act shit.
He was an unnamed guard who fetches the first Ghostbusters from lockup to see the mayor.
Not Reginald Vell Johnson. What the fuck? Wirtz.
He saw his mom slap an officer once. Die Hard,
Reginald
Turner and
Vell
Hooch.
Johnson did.
Die Hard, Turner and Hooch, Family Matters, and a couple of TV movies.
Sweet fucking Christ. So Reginald Vell Johnson has nothing to do with this film whatsoever.
He's never been a cop in real life. Okay.
I didn't ask.
WERTZ.
I always thought it was WURTZ, but I don't know. God, look at his face. It's awful. Yeah, it is pretty amazing CG. This was 10 years ago, too.
I know. That's what's impressive about it.
It's mostly holds. There's a couple little spots on it. It's like, okay, I can kind of tell the uncanny valley
Yeah.
kind of deal, but overall, that looks pretty great for
It really does.
digital makeup.
Ron Dean. He was in Risky Business, The Breakfast Club, Cocktail,
He
The
was in The
Babe,
Breakfast Club?
The Fugitive, The Client, and The Dark Knight.
Who was he in The Breakfast Club?
I don't know.
Guess he wasn't a cop then, probably.
One of the
but
dads, maybe?
He's been a Chicago cop in multiple films. He was in The Fugitive. He was in another movie directed by the same guy as The Fugitive called...
He was considered for the role of George Ward in The Fighter.
Really?
Yeah. Short-haired, tough-talking character actor who works almost exclusively in the Chicago area.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, the guy who directed The Fugitive did another movie with Keanu Reeves called... Fuck, I cannot remember the name
Called
of it.
Fuck, I Cannot Remember the
Yep,
name of it.
It's called Fuck, I cannot remember the name of it.
That is a weird
It's a
name for a
musical.
movie. Fuck, I cannot remember the name of my movie. My movie. Oh, shit.
Well, you can't just steal the joke from Monsters, Inc. Jesus. You gotta come up with something new.
Oh.
Fuck! I cannot remember the name of it. Fuck! I cannot remember the name of this movie. This movie.
Wow.
This movie.
Okay, so
That's the finale. The Joker has rigged 2 ferry boats and has given each boat the trigger to the other boat, hoping that one of the people on one of the boats will blow up the other boat and once again prove when the chips are down, people will kill each other.
So there's a boat full of criminals and a boat full of citizens, and, you know,
Trying
it's
to
a
get-
social experiment.
Yeah, he's trying to get one boat to blow the other boat up. And he's hoping that
He assumes the citizens are going to blow up the criminals
yes, because who cares about criminals? Except
And surprise,
the problem is there's
the criminals save the day.
Hey, spoiler!
Spoiler for 30 seconds from now.
It's more than 30 seconds, Kelly.
It's 30 seconds, so help me God.
Rich white guy really wants them to blow up the criminals.
Yep. He's not taking into account that there are police officers on that boat. It's not just criminals. There are innocent people on there.
So they're all voting on a ballot in the citizens' vote.
That's going to take a long time to get hundreds of people to vote on a ballot like that.
It's like Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown, and Peppermint Patty saying, Marcy, tally the votes.
Marcy could barely see the votes. So
What's these weird bat eyes he's got going on?
it's the sonar eyes.
Oh, yeah.
He can see like a bat. That would be really distracting, though. That would be very difficult to see. I would have a seizure
Yeah, I was going to say.
on general principle.
And Lucius is very hesitant about even participating in this
Yes,
whole
I
thing.
said that. He was very against the idea.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, you were
I was
fucking
talking
busy
about
looking
Reginald
up
Vell
Reginald Vell
Johnson.
Johnson for no fucking reason.
He's like America's cop dad.
What is wrong with you?
He's America's cop dad. Even he knows it.
Does he? Mm-hmm. Have you asked him?
The thing that I read
Is
in
that
the
he
article I
loves
just
Twinkies.
looked up was that he just found it interesting that
And
he
his
was typecast
favorite
that way.
beverage is A&W cream soda. Just like my dad. Nobody drinks cream soda anymore.
My dad loves cream soda.
So does mine.
It's a very dad thing.
It is. It's weird.
140
The
against
majority.
396-4. How long did it take him to count 600 votes?
Yeah, that would have taken a long time. And
And yet, in all the time it took him to count 550 votes,
the jailbirds
the
did
jailbirds didn't blow them up.
no. Because the jailbirds, you know what? The jailbirds at this point are like, I'm just hoping to go to heaven
They've been spending a lot of their time.
for what I've done.
Yeah, they've been spending a lot of time reading the Bible, and
Right.
like, doing push-ups, and
They're
trying to
like,
make themselves better.
This is all I got left is to just earn my way up to the good Lord.
Plus, they gotta
If
figure.
I blow up this boat, that's not gonna win me points.
They gotta figure if they blow up one of the commuter boats full of civilians, they're not gonna get very far. Here comes the angry man. And he's so scary.
That's Tiny Lister
Is that Debo?
from Friday.
Friday?
Yep, Friday. Jackie Brown, Fifth Element. For a little while, he was a wrestler. He was in the Hulk Hogan movie No Holds Barred, and they decided to bring him in as an actual character on WWF television. He feuded with Hogan for like 6 months, except he couldn't wrestle at all. It was terrible. It was all to sell tickets to this stupid movie that flopped.
So he picks up the thing. He's gonna. This guy on the angry white man on the civilian boat picks it up and he's like, if no one else is gonna press the button, I'm gonna
do it.
They
I'm badass. I'm gonna kill a bunch of criminals.
they
Yeah.
decided to kill and murder and steal.
I am the moral compass on this boat, so I'm going to blow up the other boat.
Is his eye actually like that?
Yeah, it's wonky.
How come?
Huh?
Did he get kicked by a donkey when he was a child?
I believe so. He was trying to fillet the donkey.
Oh my God! Please remove that joke. You just remove the joke and have me saying, oh my God, please remove that joke.
Why?
Because that's better than your joke.
Is it?
Ugh.
So he was like, you know what? We're going to throw this out the window because I'm not going to kill a bunch of innocent people now.
And the Joker's
The
like
Joker's
waiting for it to
certain.
happen. And the civilians haven't blown up yet, so this guy's like, what am I supposed to do?
It's like, I can do it. No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's why you're not a criminal, asshole
I'm
white
not
guy.
a monster either. So he puts it back.
When it's midnight, the Joker's like, what the
Now
fuck?
The Joker's pissed. Batman's pointing out to the Joker that his whole plan to expose society's evil side is not going to work.
What was his ultimatum? You'll blow the other one up by midnight or what?
Or I blow up both boats.
Oh, right. Right. So he knocks the thing out of his
Throws him
hand.
off the building, but then he saves him.
And he laughs the whole way down.
Yep, because he thinks that Batman has finally flipped. And now he's pissed that Batman wouldn't kill him. The Joker was supposed to be in the third movie as well. And he sort of alludes to the fact that they're going to see each other again by saying, I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
It's very cool that he's upside down.
And the camera
And the
turns with him.
camera is with him.
Yep.
So you're actually looking at him right side up, even though he's upside down. His jacket's flying everywhere. His hair's floating.
So this is the big Faustian moment. It's like the city was ready to believe in good, and he's like, no,
They're not broken yet.
I've corrupted Harvey Dent, so their whole symbol of hope, right in the shitter. I win.
This is the last time we see him, right?
Yep.
So we don't even know what happens.
Well, the cops get him. But he was supposed to be in the third movie. I'm guessing in sort of a Hannibal Lecter kind of role where like he's
In jail,
in
yeah.
Arkham and Batman has to consult him. Mm-hmm. But of course Heath Ledger died
Sadly.
before this movie came out.
He's awful.
Yeah. And this scene right here is the climax of the movie, except it's kind of an emotional climax. It's Harvey Dent finally choosing the wrong path.
Right. And it's Gordon's wife and kids are there, and he's threatening to kill them, and it's very scary.
Yes.
Like, I remember being very stressed out during the scene because I was like, well, they've killed Rachel, so
Right.
they don't really have a line. Granted, she's a grown woman, but still. That scared the patoopies out of me. Patoopies.
The patoopies.
Yeah. That's a word that I just said.
I love the music in this scene too. It's so upsetting. And Gordon accidentally reveals that his son is the person he really can't stand to lose the most. So Harvey's like, all right, I'm going to take your son. Harvey is fully turned to the dark side. He's fully bought into the Joker's thing about chance is the only fairness.
It's very difficult to watch this because our son is about the same age as Gordon's son.
Batman's like, you were the best of us, and that's why the Joker chose you. He wanted to take your soul, basically. And Harvey's like, you know what? He was right. There is no good anymore. Then he shoots Batman. And then he said, now I'm going to punish you, Gordon. If this comes up tails, I'm going to shoot your son. But Batman knocks him off the fucking ledge. And he saved the kid. But he unfortunately could not hold on anymore, and he fell several stories.
Could this be what broke his back?
No.
Well, at the beginning of this movie, isn't he like a cripple?
I mean, his knees are fucked up.
Yeah, but wouldn't that make sense?
I guess if he landed on them bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense.
You should talk to your friend Dan about that.
I should. Fuck you, Dan.
He fell 4 stories.
He fell 4 stories and probably landed sort of on his knees. And
Probably landed sort of on his knees.
hyperextended
He
them.
probably landed sort of on his knees. Maybe his shoes were poor arch support. It's possible.
No wonder he can't fucking walk. He fell out of a building. Harvey's dead. But now Gordon's like, Harvey's entire legacy is fucked now. Because he killed a bunch of people. And Batman's like, you know what? No, we're going to cover this up.
Because the Joker can't win.
Harvey's reputation is going to be preserved.
They can't take the chances.
Because otherwise, Gotham will have no hope. So guess what? We're going to change the story. Harvey tried to save you from me. How about that?
Yeah.
So now I will be the villain so that Harvey can still be the hero that everyone needs. And this scene gets you right in the feelsies. Oh my God. That's so good.
I found it hard to do this recording
Yes.
because I really like this movie. And
Oh,
it's-
like you don't want to talk over it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, okay, yeah, that's nice. Can you shut up for a second so I can hear what they're saying? So if I was very quiet this one, part of that was because Justin talked over me the whole first third of the movie.
I didn't talk over you. You weren't saying anything, you fuck.
But I was trying to, and I was like, I'll be polite, I'll wait. But then when it started getting heavy, like I just didn't want to talk about it. I love this movie so much.
Yes.
And
It's an amazing film.
yeah, I can't, you're right. The Bruce Wayne Batman character arc is not the key point of this movie. Like, it's sort of everything else that happens around it, and Batman just happens to be there. And one of the things I like about this movie is that everyone else's character arc is so strong.
Yes. Batman is the constant. Well, and the Joker is the constant. But this movie it got everything right. It's the fastest 2.5-hour movie you will ever sit through. So, I just want to talk a little bit about the last scene. The last scene, obviously, is where Harvey Dent takes the Gordon family hostage and basically subjects them to this psycho coin-flipping ritual that he has now adopted as Two-Face. And just like how both perfectly done and horribly upsetting the scene is. Mm-hmm.
Do you think when you saw it 10 years ago, you found it horribly upsetting the way that you do now?
No. Like the first time...
Like you knew it was like, okay, this is a big deal.
The first time it was partly just saying, holy shit, this is like a really great version of Two-Face on film finally. Because the only other version we had was Tommy Lee Jones, which was fucking terrible. So it was like...
Bite your tongue.
It was sort of exhilarating from that perspective. It was like, because I love the Two-Face character anyway.
Right, exhilarating, I think, is probably, yeah, like you're there and you're like, this is really heavy.
This
Oh
is
my
awesome.
God.
But now when you watch it, it's like gut-wrenching.
Fucking evil. Right, like I don't see the Joker actually standing there with a gun to a child's head. I
He
don't...
might, just because why not?
Yeah, but I don't know that he'd shoot a kid.
That's sort of less scary than
Right.
I want to shoot this kid because
I
the
need to
world
cause you pain.
fucked me over and,
Right.
and I blame you.
Yeah,
And
and that's why it's horrifying.
the whole scene is perfectly acted.
Yeah.
There's so many great lines just in that one scene. Just the idea of a father having to sit there and watch as some fucking murderous asshole puts a gun to his kid's head.
Right. And at this point, he's so unhinged that you don't know that he's going, like, if he flips the coin and it lands on tails, like, how do you even know?
Right.
Like, he could just be like, you know what? I'm ready to abandon my heads tails thing because I'm so mad at you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that, that's the climax of the movie. It's like the perfect climax. It doesn't even involve the Joker. However, the Joker wins. And that's the other, like, heartbreaking thing about the movie is the Joker wins at the end. He gets captured, but he turns Harvey Dent evil, and Batman has to, in the public's eye, become evil to save Dent's
take the fall,
reputation.
Yeah. Right.
So like the villain
And so now they're both gone. So Dent's gone and
Dent's gone and Batman's gone. The Joker brought down both heroes of the film.
You forget about that, actually. That kind of gets lost in all of that because, you know, he says, like, okay, like he does his little monologue at the end and he has to disappear and, Gordon's explaining it to his son.
Yeah, which is also a great moment. Like that, I get choked up every time I watch it.
So you kind of get to the end and you're like, all right, so Dent's gone. Well, the Joker got captured. And Batman will be back in the next movie because there's another movie coming.
There's gonna be another one.
So if you take yourself, like if you think of it that way, it's like you're thinking about the movie universe and you're like, oh, he'll be back. So, but if you actually sort of step back and think, like, now you're that kid sitting there, and he has to live in Gotham, and now all of his heroes are literally gone.
Yep.
That is a big deal, and I don't think it comes across that way in the movie because Heath was gone. So you were like, so what are they going to even do with the next movie?
Right.
So there was so much sort of thought about what was coming next because we knew a third movie was coming. It had didn't it have a release?
It was 4 years in between. There was even some confusion when it came out about like maybe Harvey's still alive because it was left a little bit ambiguous. Like you don't actually see him fall or land.
Right.
He's just on the ground at the end.
Right.
And he's unconscious. You can see he's unconscious, but you can't tell whether he's actually dead or not.
Right.
And I think Nolan had to give interviews where he's like, no, that was Harvey's arc. Like, he's done.
Right. He's dead.
It's like such a thoroughly tragic ending. Both heroes are essentially defeated. I mean, that's one layer of the third movie that I like. I mean, I like the third movie as a whole. But one of the layers I like about it is it deals with the consequences of that night. Mm-hmm. Like, that night informs the entire third film.
Yeah.
The entire city is, like, celebrating this new peace that they have, but it's based completely on a lie that cost them their actual hero.
Yeah.
Like the sort of monologue in the montage and the moments where Batman is getting away is sort of echoed earlier in the movie where Alfred says, you know, we don't have Harvey anymore, so I guess everyone's just going to have to make do with you. It's such a great, because Batman is not a perfect hero. He's not, I mean, he's like barely heroic in some ways.
Right.
But he's the only one that's getting anything done for anyone. Mm-hmm. There's a saying, it's like something like perfection is the orphan of necessity, or whatever, something like that. It's like we can't have the perfect hero we want, so we're going to have to settle for the guy we don't want, even though he's actually going to help us. You know what I mean?
You should go to the internets for that one because I think I'm pretty sure you just
Butchered
picked 5 words and put them in a sentence and none of them had anything to do with language.
Umbrellas are the enemy of self-esteem.
Also, pickles are the sunshine of wallpaper.
If you lick a chipmunk's ear, a jamboree will appear. So, we hope you have enjoyed this very special episode of Parents Night In. We love The Dark Knight. If you don't love it,
there's something wrong with you. How could you not like this movie? I love this movie. It's the best movie ever. Oh my God. It even has a watermark.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Visit us at enougha.com where you can buy official merch. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+.